This is Valley News Live at noon.
We are finally getting that warm up that we've been asking for, but how warm will it get? Let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Good afternoon. We are watching those temperatures rise here into the teens and single digits above zero right now, and we'll continue that trend heading further into the day today. 14 degrees right now in Fargo. It's also 14 in Grand Forks and 5 in Langdon. It's 5 in Roseau as well. And Wahpeton is at 9 degrees currently. So temperatures are on their way up, and we're not that far from 20 in places like Jamestown, where we're at 18 degrees right now. So conditions are looking quieter. We've been watching those clouds move on here today as well. So we're getting more and more sunshine as well. And as we take a look at our planner here for today, you can see we've got a good view around the valley. In the upper left and in the bottom left, we've got Fargo sky cams showing some sunshine and blue skies. Over on the right, upper right, we've got the sky cam for the Dakota Magic Casino looking pretty good, and that's down by the state line with South Dakota. And into the bottom right, it's kind of tough to see right now, but we've got blue skies in Grand Forks too, so looking good. For your hourly planner, expect those temperatures to continue to move up today, and we're going to see some numbers that'll be back into the teens, and yes, the potential for a couple of 20s as well as we work our way into the afternoon. So conditions are going to improve here today from the day before. So little by little, those numbers are coming up, and this weekend they're going to soar. So we're going to talk more about that coming up in just a couple of minutes.
It may be only going up little by little, but it's making a big difference because we're not in the negatives anymore. So that's definitely a positive thing there. Thanks, Lisa. Well, South Dakota's Democratic Party is calling for the resignation of the state attorney general after he was charged with crimes related to a deadly car pedestrian crash last fall. Now, Jason Renzenborg is facing 3 misdemeanors for killing a man with his car in September. Charges include careless driving, operating a vehicle while using a mobile device, and a driving lane violation. Prosecutors say more serious felony charges aren't supported by evidence. Renzenborg initially said he thought he'd hit a deer and didn't know it was a man until he returned to the scene the next day and found the body. The victim's relatives questioned Renzenborg's account and says the family will likely take civil action. As COVID-19 quickly mutates and spreads around the world, with 3 of its concerning variants found in the U.S., health officials are strongly urging everyone to get vaccinated. NBC's Richard Engel reports from London.
There are about 4,000 known mutations, but 3 of serious concern, and unfortunately all 3 of those are in the United States. The Brazil variant, the South African variant, and the UK variant. And the UK variant in particular is a major problem, major concern, because it spreads very, very quickly. And the mutations in these 3 particular variants of concern that are all in the United States happened to the spikes. The spikes are those very characteristic formations on the outer skin of the virus that the virus uses to bind to us, to penetrate our cells. And over time, through the process of evolution, those spikes got better at doing their job.
When we say we're concerned that it will be dominant by the time we get to March, well, we're talking about that because of its advantage that it has over the other strains, namely the replicative advantage that it replicates more efficiently and effectively, that over a period of time, by the pure kinetics of replication and the dynamics of the outbreak, after a couple of months, it will gradually take over the turf, as it were.
Fortunately, the vaccines that are currently available do still work against these viral mutations. They don't work exactly as well. Several of these mutations are proving to be resistant to the vaccines, particularly the South African variant. But for now, the vaccines still do work, which is why Dr. Fauci and many public health experts say it is so important to get out the vaccines, get people vaccinated, drive down the numbers before this virus mutates even further. Richard Engel, NBC News, London.
The state of Minnesota is marking a major milestone with more than 1 million doses of the COVID vaccine administered. The official report today shows 1,016,210 doses have been given. In total, nearly 730,000 Minnesotans have received at least one dose of the vaccine, and nearly 287,000 have completed the 2-dose series. Pfizer and BioNTech are now saying their coronavirus vaccine can be stored in normal freezer temperatures. The vaccine is currently required to be stored between -112 Fahrenheit to -76 Fahrenheit and is shipped into a special container full of dry ice. It can remain stored at these temperatures for up to 6 months. But the companies say new data shows that the vaccine remains stable when stored between -13 Fahrenheit to 5 Fahrenheit for up to 2 weeks. The companies say they are asking the FDA to update the emergency use authorization with the new temperatures for storage. You can stay on top of the latest vaccine news on our VNL News Vaccine Tracker. Just open your phone camera and point at the QR code on your screen. You can then tap the link that pops up to see all the latest information on the vaccine. We also have the link on our homepage. The North Dakota legislature is considering a bill that would legalize marijuana for recreational use, but with restrictions. Backers of legislation believe the recent legalization of the drug by voters in neighboring Montana and South Dakota means it's likely unavoidable that it will happen in North Dakota. And they say North Dakota should be ready with rules to control and tax it. The bill mirrors existing regulations for medical marijuana use, except that small amounts may be purchased twice monthly by those 21 and over. Ford has issued 2 recalls on 154,000 vehicles, all to find 45 missing Takata airbags. The automaker says it has lost track of some older Takata airbags, the kind that can explode and launch shrapnel into drivers or passengers. Ford believes they may have been used in collision or theft repairs on older Ranger pickup trucks, so it's recalling 153,000 2004 to 2006 Rangers. 1,100 Mustangs, GTs, Fusions, and Edges are also being recalled for the same reason. Now, if you're heading to the Fargo Dome for the Bison game on Sunday, there are some things you need to know. Capacity is only 50%, so up to 9,500 people. Masks are required at all times except to eat or drink. There is no tailgating. Parking lots open at noon and doors open at 12:30. You are asked to enter the stadium based on ticket location. People in sections 1 through 6 and sections 24 through 34 should park on the east side, and those in sections 7 through 23 should park on the west side. You can check out more details at valleynewslive.com. And if you aren't going to the game but want to watch it, then your ticket is right here. You can catch the action on KVLY on Sunday. The Farmers Union Insurance pregame show starts at 1:30, taking you all the way up to kickoff at 2:30. Well, students at Lewis and Clark Elementary are patting themselves on the back after breaking the record for the most stuffed animals collected for the homeless. Now, these first graders collected 195 new stuffed animals. Representative from Essentia Health and Churches United praised the students for their achievement. Students say they collected these stuffed animals to provide comfort to other children in crisis situations.
I like when people are excited, like when they're comfortable with their mom and dad. I don't like it when they're not happy.
Congrats to those kids. Well, coming up at noon, is the pandemic making it harder or easier for kids to get into college? More on that in just a few minutes. And the weather is starting to feel more pleasant, or at least better than it was before. Weather up next to plan your day with meteorologist Lisa Green.